here with Evan J. Should I complete the whole full government for the world?
Yeah, the government. I like the full name.
Yeah.
Josloff. Yeah.
Of the new standard edition.
It's impressive alone.
Oh, hey, man. You know, I know my Jews well.
Yes.
No, but Evan Josloff of the new standard edition, one of the premier, just fresh, not only fresh, but really, really quality, just new pants brands out right now. Evan, if you can, just take it away. Like, we see you right here, just down to the nines. And since I met you, like, this is just your swag, it's your nature. You know, wearing like track shoes with like either joggers or some nice, just, you know, straight cut leg pants that are really, really fly. What inspires you to create such just a dope product?
I mean, the big thing is that I grew up in the skate streetwear world. I grew up in the skate streetwear world, and you know, younger, like definitely more casual, and definitely looking for a more sophisticated aesthetic. Honestly, the line is really all appeals to me, to be honest, and it's about like taking really nice fabrics and better cuts. Our brand is definitely about updated fits and just making them wearable every day. So the whole thing is putting, you know, suiting pants or suiting fabrics, but dressing it down. And then when we do casual product, we'll dress it up. So we were like immediately putting blazers and ties and hats with like knit bottoms and stuff like that. And to me, overall, I fully respect the concept of not cookie cutter, but like we give you a piece and you style it out, and it's as far as you can go from what somebody would expect, and you pull it off. That's fashion. That's style. That's what we try.
That's amazing. Now, you guys have like just the phenomenon of the brand. I think has grown faster than you even imagined. I'd say. I think the pace. There was a point where you were mentioning to me that, you know, you were kind of like just out of product for a while because like so many people were like just ordering. You met with so many like really talented celebrities in the world, sports athletes, and you just kind of ran out of product a little bit for a while too. Like how's that? Like managing all of that growing up?
I think, you know, we're trying to, we really want to cut small numbers and make sure we keep it clean. I mean, as a startup, it is challenging because, you know, you do need to hit some numbers to like, you know, go into production. You know, unless you're doing like one-offs and things like that or small ones. But it's you know, the hard part about it and what we've been doing is really being disciplined about not selling out. Like, you know, there's purchase orders that could come your way. People want the product, and you're like, that doesn't really work for us. So that's it's just been about the long goal. You know, it's about the long run. Like, we want the brand to be cool and not necessarily limited, but on the right people in the right markets. And if it's in stores, then just because, you know, the buyers have a lot of doors and you give us a big purchase order. You know, that's gonna be a downfall. Like all of a sudden, people that shouldn't necessarily, they should be wearing it but not really getting it, would be on them. So.
With fashion going the way that it is right now, I feel like it almost represents music to me a little bit. Now let me explain. The music right now, especially within hip hop culture, is so broad. Like, you don't even have one complete identity of it anymore. And I feel like what you mentioned before when you said just having the perfect look without it being so cookie cutter or uniform, that speaks to what the climate of fashion is right now. So I say all of that to say this. We have so many people who are looking into fashion, so many athletes now who are getting into fashion. Is there one athlete that you're a real big fan of, of their style? Russell Westbrook, you know, Victor Cruz, like name them, let us know who you are.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it's been tough to actually follow everything these days because we've been like grinding away. But yeah, I mean, Westbrook is definitely a guy that comes to mind. Just a funny little story. I mean, I am a New York fan, and when we started, before we even sold one piece, I was so fired up about getting some pants on the Knicks, and so we made our vendor make these like really crazy sizes, even though we hadn't sold one thing. And we had a package for Melo, J.R. Smith, Schumpert, and Stoudemire, and I was super excited. That's all I could think about, even before selling to anybody. And we had these orange boxes with blue tissue. So it was like a dream. I was like,
the quorum was all there.
I was so focused on that more than even the business. Tough story was that we finally got to give it to them through a friend, Brian, and they actually handed them the boxes after they got beat pretty rough by the Nets in the Garden, and it was like, that's not a good point. But anyway, so I'm definitely into getting athletes outfitted.
So who's the ideal prototypical type for the product? Tall guys like me? Do you go for even taller men, like men more in your framework? Like, you know, what works there? Pause.
I mean, yeah. I think the aesthetic overall is that we are a little bit older than, like, we're sitting here outside of Agenda, which I come from this world. We actually show here too. We've shown here too. It's a little bit older guy, like we say 25 to 40, that actually is older but like younger in their head, you know, like, or the younger guy that actually wants to be a little more sophisticated. And the whole thing again is like kidding it up where it is not like what you would have thought. I think when you mentioned men's fashion before, it's, to me, you know, there's a lot of jaded. I've been in the business for a long time. There's a lot of jaded people out there that are like, yeah, it's so boring. Okay, whatever. But I think, at least in the U.S., the market is way more aware and is actually more passionate about it than they ever were.
For someone who's experienced as much as you've experienced and been around in the scene for a while, what keeps you just going?
Well, I think the biggest things are, I mean, the team that we have. Like, you know, Christina is great. She's our designer, and Kieran that works with us. It's the people around me. It sounds corny, but it's actually how I feel. We've been together for a while. And it's really important. I just think that it's going to get more and more sophisticated. If people are aware now, and because of, you know, digital media and the exposure that all the brands and everything have, it's just a huge opportunity to have, like you said, really looks and things that you never would have expected. It's like on steroids right now. It's just getting amplified, and I think that's super exciting. And the other thing is, like, you know, it's a struggle, it's a hustle, like doing this, but go to the show and watch people's reaction. Like, you seeing the people come through and they're like, I never saw this. Wow! Like, you see them like. It's so funny to watch. We'll be in the booth, we'll see somebody come up and they'll see a pant on the rack, and then you see them grabbing their foot, like, they're like, get over here.
You got to see this,
And that stuff right there, that's inspiring.
That's awesome.
Hey, this is Evan with the new Standard Edition, and you're with Dunk 360.